Welcome back, everybody, to Obsessed and Unimpressed. I am Boston. This is Josh. Welcome back
What's
to the number one
up? What's
podcast in
up?
America.
Yes.
We are so excited to be back because today is our first episode where we will have a movie that both of us watched together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That being the 2025 fourth Captain America: A Brave New World film. This
Yes.
is
Yes.
the first MCU, I believe, movie that we have talked about
Mm-hmm.
on here. Just going through my books here, I don't think we have. This is our first. This is a movie directed by Julius Ona, who did Cloverfield Paradox, one of uh, a few great found footage films in the late 2000s. This is a film starring Anthony Mackie as the titular Captain America, Harrison Ford as the President, Giancarlo Esposito, and I'll have to say just off the bat, I do know what Josh feels about this, and
Mm-hmm.
surprisingly enough, we do agree. We both loved it. We both
Yes.
absolutely
Oh
loved the
my
film.
gosh, it was so good.
Um, I have to say I don't understand the hate that it gets from people that I
Yeah.
know that hate it. That I have talked to, nothing that they've said to me justifies a real like. Oh, that makes sense why they don't like it. But to me, I loved a lot about. We're going to get more into it in a minute, but first, I would like to hear what Josh has already told me that he will now tell you guys about this film.
Yes. So if you guys are long time listeners, and by long time I mean 8 episodes, if you guys are
Yeah,
long time
yeah.
listeners of
The
this
OGs, the
podcast,
OGs.
the OGs know. You all know that Boston is the one that has the details of this movie, of the movie that we
Mm.
talk about and that I watch or whatever. But this time I got a detail that he didn't know about. So basically, I was watching an interview with the director, and he
Very
said,
excited about this, actually.
yes,
I was
and
really
he
excited you
said
had some.
that the way that they edited and shot the film, they purposefully left out or dialed back the color red and slow, like at the beginning of the movie, as little red as possible, and then slowly amped it up, leading up to the reveal of Red Hulk. Like they said, like, yes, like obviously we shot in the White House, like obviously there's gonna be red, but in their editing they had to like make like zones, like zoning out certain areas to dull the red, so that way you would see, like, yes, it's red, but it's like a duller red, just enough in the beginning to like make you not realize that it's there, and then slowly throughout the movie you can actually tell, even when you first see like things that have red hues in it are still dull, but like when you get to later on in the movie, there's like cherry blossom trees, they pop
Mm.
a way more than they would
Right.
have earlier in the movie, solely because that is the way that they edited and shot the film. So I thought that was a great, like, just splash of seasoning on top of everything else. That I was like, that's so cool. I love that. That just makes
I I
makes me feel
love
love the movie.
I I'm a sucker for a good execution of color theory for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that, especially in movies, did not expect out of Marvel for sure. Was definitely
Yeah.
something that kind of threw me. Which again, I think expectations were low for me going into this one, just because of all the drama you heard leading up to it, a lot of the reshoots, rewrites
Yes.
that it
Yes. Yes.
had.
Yes.
I believe it was Roman Reigns was supposed to be playing Giancarlo Esposito's character in this film to begin with, and then because of the original test screening going bad, they brought in Giancarlo Esposito, which I have to say I loved.
Mm-hmm.
He's in it very little. I would have liked to have seen him in it a little bit more, but he is a
Yeah.
genuine like surprise and a welcome addition to the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And
I agree.
um, I mean it's gonna be tough to go through this without I guess talking about the reshoots. So a lot of things changed. The big one being Giancarlo Esposito's character. Another one being the female lead of this, who was forgot her name in the comics, but she is a ex
Ex widow.
Israeli. No, in the movie she's ex widow, but they changed it because she was an Israeli fighter, And then at the time, we had a lot of stuff going on, a lot of controversy, so they changed their
Oh, that's
backstory to kind
right.
of fit
Oh
into
my
it.
gosh.
And when you
Oh
do stuff
man, you're
like that,
right.
it kind of does either alienate one side or upset the other. It's very hard to change a character that is so polarizing of a backstory. So that was gonna be tough. I think I had low expectations for Harrison Ford simply because our past uh, Ross character, like General Ross character, was so good and such a
Yes, he
pivotal
was
part
very
of the
good.
past MCU before Endgame. How good he was as kind of like I guess, kind of the heel to our Avengers being, all these good guys kind of being kept in check in a way. A
Right,
lot of the
right, right,
problems
right.
that the Avengers have stem from what Daniel Ross does, but I think Harrison Ford picked up the mantle and he ran with it. I think he did a great job,
I
kind
agree.
of picking up right where the past actor picked up
You
from.
know,
Uh,
I heard somebody say like it was like like it was a joke, but like it's really funny. Like they were just like, "Oh great, they recasted somebody who's probably going to die just as soon as this one as the other one did." And I was like, "Oh my
which
god,
fortunately
that's
did not happen.
funny."
Fortunately, did not happen.
I was like, "Oh,
Fortunately, did not
ooh."
happen. I will say, part of the reshoots that I heard about was that Ross was going to die at the end, and I think that was the plan up until the actor unfortunately passed away before they could start filming. Because I think he had been in the MCU since 2008. I think it would have been a perfect time to kind of give him a final send off and
Mm,
really kind of end it. And if you saw in the trailers, there were a lot of funeral scenes for somebody. There's a lot of behind the scenes shots of Liv Tyler's character at a funeral, which I would assume was
yeah.
for her father in the film.
Mhm.
Uh, if there was an issue I had with it, it would be that, but not that big of an issue. Especially since, in my eyes, it's a new character because Harrison Ford is such a amazing actor and kind of brings a lot to a role. I hope to see him again, but I'm very happy they didn't kill him off, even if it didn't necessarily fit the story. Um,
Mhm.
I
Agreed.
think the I think the end credit scene was about as mid as you could get. I think that leaves a lot of people
Yeah.
with a bad taste. I think
Sure.
I talked to you about it before we left the theater.
Yeah, yeah, on our way out, you were just like, great, something that we already knew.
We
Thanks.
already know this. We already
Next.
knew
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Uh, which I guess like it's kind of because I think the future of the MCU is kind of still murky. The only thing they could really give away would be either Fantastic Four or Thunderbolts, which I'm sure because we're so close to the dates, they don't want to give away too much. I mean, we've only seen one trailer for Fantastic Four, and we're almost like a month or so out from Thunderbolts, which we will be watching together. That will be another
Yes. It'll
episode
be
coming up
another
pretty soon. We're very,
conjoint episode.
very
Yeah.
excited about that. Very excited about
I'm ready
that.
for it, baby.
I'm ready for that. After we watched the trailer in the theater, I was like, I'm hooked. I'm back.
Yeah,
I'm back.
that's right.
I got very excited about it. Um, but overall, I gotta say I loved it. I gotta say I loved it. I don't
Mhm.
understand the hate it got. I wish that um, I could understand the hate, kind of give both sides, which I always try to do. But truthfully, I don't understand it at all.
Yeah, I'm very lost as to like why. Like there's no I've never heard like a good pinpoint reason that
It's
like you
real
said
nitpicky. It
earlier.
always sounds nitpicky.
Yes,
You know?
like you said earlier makes you go, "Okay, yeah, okay, I can understand that." It's always just
Yeah,
like very minute details where I'm like, "Okay, but like that does not take away from anything else in the movie. That's literally just your opinion in one little fragment of the
yeah,
movie."
yeah. It's nothing.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's literally
I
nothing.
will say the most common theme that I've gotten from people is that there wasn't enough Red Hulk, or like the fact that the trailers gave away that Red Hulk was coming, so they already knew that, and so that when they got there, they were wanted more. But like I thought, like Red Hulk, like had such a large amount of charisma in the movie already. Like you saw his fighting style and you saw how
It was a lot
strong
of
he
build up. It
was.
was a lot of build up. It was a lot of build up
Yes.
to the Red Hulk character, which I honestly would have preferred that rather than, I mean, similarly to Abomination in the first Incredible Hulk film. You don't see him to the very end of the movie,
Mhm.
and I don't hear anyone really complain about that being
Right.
a negative. So I really don't get. Also, it's like if you had Red Hulk in the whole film, what's the is he still going to be president the whole film? Like, what's your plan here? The main threat was whether or not you could get Ross on your side. Now that he's the most powerful, person like in the country. That's part of
Yeah.
the story arc. And then you don't know about. I wish they kept it a secret in the trailers, but you don't know about this internal struggle he has with these pills, like trying to hold back this urge to Hulk out and all that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, but again, minor details that I don't think matter that much in the overall scope of the film. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know. I genuinely don't understand what the hate is.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the hate is going on there, chat, but let's move topics here, brother. And I'm gonna go move topics to things that we absolutely freaking loved about this movie. Something that I absolutely loved about this movie was just Anthony Mackie.
100%.
Outstanding. Out freaking
Uh,
standing.
I was doubtful heading into this one, especially
Yes,
since
I
Chris
agree.
Evans left such a big impact on the
Oh my
character.
gosh. Evans.
But
Oh man, what I
Anthony
want to
Mackie
do
earned his
to
stars and
see that
stripes.
man.
Anthony Mackie earned his stars and stripes.
Oh, 1000%.
Definitely, definitely am like reassured that the MCU or the Avengers has their leader at this
Mhm.
point, and has a good actor to really propel like the MCU forward into
Mhm.
something that I'm excited and optimistic for now.
Yeah, dude. I've always liked Anthony Mackie. I have always been like a,
Of
a
course, of
supporter of
course.
my boy Anthony. And when I think the Falcon and Winter Soldier like kind of did him a little dirty in some scenes in some parts of that show.
Just a little bit,
Very a little bit dirty,
just to be
but like
noticeable, just to be
yes,
noticeable.
just to be noticeable enough. I think overall I love that show. So I already knew that he
Yes.
was gonna do a good job when they announced this one.
Mhm.
Um but like dude, to all the people who says Anthony Mackie can't carry a movie, go piss off. Go kick rocks. Go find something to do with your life, okay? Like please. Please go find something else to do with your life. Like just shut up and go away, please. I'm tired of you people hating on Anthony cuz he is genuinely so good. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
It's amazing how mature the character has become within like,
Mhm.
the last few years since Endgame. Seeing how more responsible he has become, how much he respects the mantle per se,
Mhm.
um, and also Anthony Mackie showing that he too respects the character and what Chris Evans kind of left behind
Yeah.
as like shoes to fill. Um, because at the end of the day, it's just going to be compared to Chris Evans, which, if that's who you're comparing it to, it's kind of like setting Anthony Mackie up for failure.
It
You
kind of
almost have to
is.
imagine it.
Kind of
You kind
is.
of have to imagine it being a new character. Almost have to imagine it just being a new character instead of comparing it to obviously somebody that knocked it out of the park,
Mhm.
being Chris Evans.
Yeah,
But
Chris
Anthony, I
Evans,
feel
yeah.
like
Just
at least
crazy.
until he gets the super serum, is an outstanding character and well written, especially in this one.
Yes. And I think what did it for me that makes me go, okay, everybody who's saying Anthony Mackie can't carry needs to shut up is the scene where he's in the hospital with Bucky. He's
Mm,
showing that he thinks like Captain America and he's
yes,
showing that he
yes.
can be what Cap was was like
Him showing that it crushes him that he can't save everybody was
yes,
definitely like, okay,
like that is
noted.
that Cap always
That's Cap.
had
That's
that
Cap.
mindset. Like I could have I
Hmm.
wanted to save somebody else. I could have
I
saved
could have
another
saved more.
person.
I could have saved
Yeah,
more.
that's like what Cap always said and did. Like
Yeah.
that was always his mindset. And I'm like, okay, that's what we need here, folks. That is what we wanted. At least in my eyes, that's what I wanted, and this is what he gave, and I
Yeah,
loved it. Okay, we're back. I accidentally stopped recording, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. Shut up. Leave me alone. So Anthony
didn't even
Mackie.
notice.
Yep. Yeah. So we love Anthony Mackie.
Obviously.
Something that I do want to mention is the new. What's his name? The new. What's
Okay.
his Valken? The new Valken. The new Valken. Um.
If
I
there was a negative that you could point at, I feel like
Yeah.
you know.
I think he was
But also,
trying. Okay. Real quick. I just want to get in my thought. I
yeah,
think he was. I think they were going for a little Tom Hollandy, but from Miami. You know, a Miami Tom Holland, which I was
yes,
like, I,
that might be the best description I've ever heard of this character.
which
That's spot on.
I don't hate it, but I was like, okay, they're trying to push something. I'd rather him just be this dude from Miami that is just weirdly smart, you know? Like he's a very smart character that can do a lot of things and is a very fit character, fit enough to fill what Valken was. So
Hmm.
I think that I really do think that he did a really good job. But I really do want to point out that like it was a little too pushy on the younger kid trying to show up on the scene. I think he should have just been like I don't know, maybe a little bit more mature. Because the way that like Anthony Mackie first showed up as Valken was this retired vet.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know, maybe I don't know, personal opinion, maybe I don't know, but I do like his character. I do think he's witty, which I like
Mhm.
about him, but it was a little too Tom Hollandy if I had to place it in any
Yeah.
way.
I can agree. I can agree with that. I would say what I'm hoping for this character, because it was probably the one that took me out of the movie more than anything, is that I hope that this is kind of the bottom of a build up of character, because he's kind of
I hope
immature. He's
so.
very
I hope
cocky.
so.
It's like you get that with a lot of good characters. You get to the beginning where you kind of don't vibe with them. You're kind of like they're kind of annoying,
Mhm.
and you're kind of like, I just don't want to be around them. To now where hopefully they've had enough character development and they've changed enough to where you're now like rooting for them on their side.
Yeah, yeah.
I bet the best example could be a lot of Game of Thrones characters. Um,
Yeah.
was it Jamie Lannister? Big character who everyone was like sending death threats to. By the end of the show, had the whole fan base loving him.
Sorry.
So if Jamie could be redeemed, I think this character can also. Hopefully, they don't keep him as like this immature character, because especially since you got Doom coming up, I would hope that everyone's on their best behavior, at least for something like
Yeah,
this.
I don't want this character to still be like this young witty kid
We
when
already got a Tom
Doom
Holland.
pulls
We
up.
already got a Tom Holland.
Exactly.
We already got.
I don't need a one that's from the UK and one that's just Hispanic. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
I don't need two of them. I
yeah. We're
only
good.
need one of them.
We're good. We're good.
Yeah. Yep.
We don't need another young John Leguizamo. I think we're good. On I think we're good. Uh,
Yes.
but
Yes. Yes.
overall,
Yes.
tier. Uh, I don't know if we have it up yet. I doubt it, because we've been
No.
lazy about it.
No, we've been
But
so lazy about it.
this one, I'll let you go first on this one. I wish I could. I haven't seen
I've
the
sent you the
tiers.
link. You can go look at it, but
I could, but I'm lazy. Did you
yep, you're
send me
just
the
not.
link?
I did.
All right,
It's
I did.
yeah.
All right, that's on me. That is on me. All right, I was gonna blame you for that, but
Nope.
I see it. I
Oh
see
well.
that's on me. So this one,
Um.
where would you put it?
Um. I'm gonna give this one an A, because it's a very good movie. I'd say it's a really good movie. Which one did we compare this one to? It's like
Oh,
kind of
Winter
like
Soldier.
you compared it to Winter Soldier.
I compared it. Not in turn, because Winter Soldier is leaps and bounds ahead of this one. but
Yeah, yeah,
similar like mystery government vibe to it. Definitely like Cap against the world
yeah,
type story. It definitely felt
yeah.
that way. What other movie did we compare it to?
I thought I compared it to the first one. Kind of
Yes, you
in a
did. You
sense,
did compare it to the first one.
introducing a new character,
Hmm.
having a few side characters, and a very one movie storyline, but set up for the future.
Yeah.
Like I've at least in my eyes, that's what like it did what the first one did, but very more modernized, and I
It's
think
almost like starting up a new trilogy.
yeah, which I think Cap One did.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I
So
hope that this one's trying to do. But
that'd be cool.
it's kind of like separating itself now that it's a new character, which I think is the right move. Don't continue to compare yourself to almost perfection.
Yeah,
But you say
yeah,
A,
yeah.
I'm gonna go with a solid B. I'm gonna give it a solid B on this one.
Yeah. Okay.
Very enjoyable. There's definitely some flaws to it. Not enough for me to
Mm-hmm.
be hating on it. I genuinely did love this movie, but I'm gonna put it as a B for right now. But, uh, ladies and gentlemen, that I think is gonna do it for us
I think
with
so. I
our
think
new
so.
Captain America. Outstanding film, highly recommend. Uh, and I think it's a dose, highly recommend. I think Josh would say the same thing as well.
Oh yeah, like
Uh,
go watch it. If you haven't gone and watched it because you've heard an overwhelming amount of hate from the internet, don't
I
shut it.
would say be
Don't listen to
optimistic.
them. Go watch it, please. Go watch.
Go in there thinking it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be
Yes, and you'll be
okay,
pleasantly surprised.
and I feel like you will be pleasantly surprised. But thank you guys so much for listening.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever this is on, I think we're still on YouTube. Please like
Yeah.
and subscribe. Send us a comment. We love to hear some new movies that we love to watch. We were talking about well, Josh had a great idea of starting up a new kind of list of movies that we both have watched that have missed the list of movies that I've watched that he hasn't. That I
Mm-hmm.
think would be fun to talk about. So we're gonna get
Yes.
working on that. But for right now, I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for listening. We hope to see you again and be safe, y'all.
Peace out.